All right, AC/DC, TNT, 1, 2, 3, 4. Etc, etc. Okay, so to play this song, guys, we've got 3 chords throughout. First chord is an E power chord. Second chord is a G power chord, although I like just to play the single note G there. And the third chord is an A power chord. So, a few little tips on playing these chords. To play the A power chord, we need finger 1 on fret 2 on the A string. And we also need the open E. Now when you're playing this song, you're probably going to be rocking out and really giving the strings some. So you need to make sure when you play the E power chord that you're also muting the D string, because if you overstrum and you're not muting it, you'll get that sound, which you don't want, okay? So we're going to mute the E with the first finger. Now you just need to make sure that it's not too arched like this, because if it's too arched, the D is going to ring out. So what I suggest you do is take the thumb and the palm of the hand here and raise it all upwards a bit. When you do that, you're going to find that the arch on the first finger here, it just closes in, and then the bottom part of this, of the top of the first finger here, will be muting that D. So at this stage then you're going to get the open E, fret 2 on the A, and the muted D string, okay? So take this part here and the thumb, just raise it all up, and you can see how the arch just closes in on the strings. Just make sure on this E chord that the thumb doesn't touch the low E string. You want that open. So for the E power chord, we've got the open E, we've got the fret 2 on the A, and we've got a muted D. From there, we've got a G power chord. So we're just going to take the second finger, place it on fret 3 on the E. Now you can just play this as a single note like this, but if you want to play it as a power chord, you need to do the same thing with this finger that you did with this finger when it played the E power chord. You need to make sure it's not too curled, because this A string here, we don't want that ringing out. So again, bring the heel of the hand here up to make sure the bottom part of this finger here, you close that arch there. Make sure the bottom part of this finger is muting the A string. Then if you strum through, you'll have fret 3 on the E, a muted A, then you can hit the D string. That's a G power chord, right? Even if you come down and hit the G, that's a G power chord. But don't come down and hit the B. If you do that, you're gonna be playing a G major chord, which is gonna be a little bit too jolly, I think, for this kind of song. So you can either hit just the G note, or you can hit the power chord if you want. I like to hit the G note personally. I think it just sounds a bit cooler. And then finally we've got the A power chord here. So for this particular chord, you're going to be doing the same as you did on the E power chord, but you're going to take the first finger and bring it down 1 string here. So now the first finger is going to be playing fret 2 on the D string. The open A is going to be open. The first finger is also going to be muting the G. But now we also want the thumb coming down and touching the low E, just like that. Because when you're strumming, you don't really want to be thinking about only hitting 2 strings. You want to be going for it with this kind of song. So for the A5, A power chord, all the same, right? So for the A power chord, we've got the thumb muting the low E, A string open, fret 2 on the D string, with the first finger, and the first finger also muting the G. So that's our 3 chords: an E power chord, a G power chord, and an A power chord. Now if you're kind of new to these chords, I'd recommend just getting the technique down first, making sure that all the strings that you want ringing out are ringing out, and all the strings that you want muted are muted. Okay, so spend some time with that first. Once you've got it, then we can jump into learning the song. Alright, so the song starts with an intro, which is just an E power chord and you're going to strum it on beat 1 of the first bar, and then let it ring out for a total of 4 bars. So it's going to be this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. That's the intro. Pretty straightforward. Then we're going to move on to the verse. So what we got there is etc. Okay, so that's going to be an E power chord followed by a G. I'm just going to play the single note. I prefer it to that. So we've got the E power chord to that G, and then to an A power chord. So that gives us, that's the first half, so I'd recommend you work on that first. Okay, so it's just E to the G to the A. Okay, next half of the verse riff is, which is just the G to the A to the G. Okay, so that second half again was G, A, G, all right? And again, G, A, G. So the first half was E, G, A, and then G, A, G. So first half, E, G, A, and then G, A, G. Just try and get used to the way it vibes, the way it grooves. I think your best bet, rather than me trying to count it out and all that kind of stuff, just listen to the record and just play along. So again. Okay, and that takes us into the chorus. Now the way that it goes into the chorus, you've got to play the first half of the riff in the verse, which is, but then let the A ring out, all right? So it's just going to be, that's the last time you play the riff in the verse. So you'll play the riff all the way through, over and over. The very last time you'll play. And then it goes into the I'm dynamite. So that's basically an A power chord to the G to the E power chord. And that's the chorus there. All right, so let's finish up. Let's maybe play through the intro, and then we'll play through the verse 4 times, and then we'll play through the chorus 4 times, and that should be cool. All right, so ready after 4, starting from the intro. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.